Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I'd also like to thank Bishop Graham. Thank you so much for the invitation to speak to you this afternoon on a Pentecostal perspective of transcendence in public life and how we see the Church of England's role in the nation. And before I do, I also have to declare a conflict of interest. I do call myself a Penti-Anglican. I am confirmed in the Church of England. And I came to London at 18 years old as part of an ecumenical lay community in an Anglo-Catholic church. And I said to myself as a Pentecostal, what am I doing here? I've never had so much communion in my life. But it has shaped me and my formation, and it's a privilege to be amongst you this afternoon. So the Pentecostal view of transcendence in public life is deeply rooted in our pneumatology, our prophetic witness, kingdom theology, and practices of intercession and spiritual warfare. We believe that God's presence and power extends beyond the private sphere, influencing public affairs and societal structures. And this belief not only compels us to pray, or to speak in the prophetic, but to actively engage in public life, even if from a critical and suspicious lens. Because we believe in advocating for justice, peace and righteousness, and seeking to manifest the values of God's kingdom in the world. Practically, it also looks like a manifesto from the Black Majority Church, which you can find, I'll share with Bishop Graham for you to read, which has been launched earlier this year, to really look at our contributions to public life. So the Church of England, as the established church, we believe that you occupy a unique and privileged position in British society. And as Pentecostals, we recognize that this status grants you a significant platform to influence public discourse and advocate for moral and ethical standards grounded in Christian principles. Now, generally, Pentecostals would align with Peter Berger's concept of the sacred canopy as a framework to organize and embed transcendence in public life, and in particular, the perspective that emphasizes the importance of a cohesive, overarching religious narrative that can provide moral guidance and stability in the public sphere. However, we do also recognize that we are in a pluralistic society, so we can appreciate the Church of England's role, capacity, and ability as the state church to adopt a position of principled pluralism. And I think that your approach, characterized by your generous orthodoxy and your via media, allows you as the Church of England to engage in political discourse from a balanced manner. And again, while Pentecostals would advocate for the sacred canopy, we recognize that as a religious institution, you must engage in public discourse in ways that respect our pluralistic nature in our contemporary society. So this balanced approach enables you as a religious institution to serve as mediators in the public space. You're able to foster dialogue and promote the common good. And it also underscores the necessity for religious voices, both in the public square and embracing an ethical and moral fabric of our society whilst respecting inherent difference. As I speak to Pentecostal leaders across the nation, we also believe that you have a moral responsibility, given your privileged position. We believe that you have a role to speak out against critical issues affecting our society. This responsibility includes addressing social justices, advocating for the vulnerable, promoting policies that reflect the compassion and justice of the Gospels. And we support you, and I want to say that loud and clear, we support you as the Pentecostal constituency in using your voice to guide the nation towards a more just and righteous path. As has been mentioned, we also believe that you need to have ecumenical awareness and accountability, because your actions as the Church of England can have far-reaching implications for other Christian denominations and faith communities. Therefore, we believe that it's essential that you exercise ecumenical awareness and accountability, ensuring that any position you take, particularly in your General Synod, which I'm an ecumenical representative of, considers the broader Christian landscape. What else do we believe you have a role in? Using your prophetic voice. We believe that the Church of England should serve as a prophetic voice in society. And this role doesn't only involve criticizing unjust structures and policies, but offering grace, a vision of hope and renewal based on biblical principles. And this Church of England's prophetic voice, we believe it can inspire individuals and institutions to pursue righteousness and justice, reflecting the transformative power of the gospel. And I want to highlight this point. It's important to note that within Pentecostalism, the prophetic is a guiding principle in our public engagement. We believe in the active role of the church to speak against injustice and uphold moral standards. So consequently, if the Church of England, with its prominent position, fails to address issues of injustice or human morality, Pentecostals may see this and give criticism for perceived compromise. Pentecostals expect the Church of England to leverage its influential status to act as a moral compass, advocating for righteousness and justice. And any reluctance or failure to fulfill this role, it could be seen as a deviation from its prophetic call and abdication of moral responsibility, therefore diminishing some of the credibility in the eyes of the Pentecostal community. But we have grace, so we're not hitting you with a stick here. And I'm going to end here. So as a Pentecostal, whenever we finish our sermon, we say we're coming down. So I'm coming down now. So we believe that the Church of England have a role in reminding the nation of its transcendent roots. Language is a powerful tool that shapes our understanding of reality and informs our values. And the Church of England, we believe, has a unique opportunity to use its influential position to demystify the concept of transcendence in public life. We need to move beyond simplistic dichotomy that separates transcendence from secularism. Political systems can and should acknowledge and respect transcendence as the core values of what builds our nation. In fact, secular governance, some of its principles such as justice, human dignity, equality, are deeply rooted in transcendental and Christian principles. Transcendent values have historically informed and continue to underpin our secular institutions. These values have guided and developed laws, social policies, ethical norms that not just shape British society, but have influenced societies and governments across the world. So be proud of that. Remind the nation of their roots. You have had a major part to play in that. As a Pentecostal, we say ending twice. We say it twice. So I'm really coming down now. Really coming down. So what does this practically look like? We have Pentecostal ecumenical representation on the General Synod, and we want to be that voice to help, particularly with pressing issues, even if we don't theologically agree with everything you stand by. We also have an Anglican Pentecostal working group where we look at formation and how do we disciple Pentecostal and Anglican leaders to even church plant together. What does that look like? And finally, we are working with St. Mellitus on their ordination track to look at how Pentecostal leaders can speak to Anglican leaders and work together to build the kingdom of God so that transcendence isn't a swear word, but can guide us to a better political future. Thank you.